Alright, so in this video, we're going to use the new Clerk CLI. We're going to use it to hook up our Next.js application to Clerk automatically, but we're going to also use it inside Claude, give it some skills, and see if we can just set up Clerk in Claude by detecting our Next.js framework and then also connecting and pulling environment variables and our config from the dashboard, so we never have to leave the terminal. That's the whole idea. So let's just start by creating a Next.js application. So I'm going to run bun create next app at latest, and then let's name this Clerk CLI. Now I'm going to use the recommended settings for my Next.js application. And now if I just cd into Clerk CLI and open up a cursor to look at our Next.js app, we make this bigger. So if you have our Next.js app installed, let's also run the bun run dev to also see the development server on localhost. So we have our Next.js application up and running. Now, the first thing that you need to do is to install the Clerk CLI tool. I've already installed it, so you can go ahead and copy whatever package manager you want to use and basically install the Clerk CLI tool globally so you can use it in any project. I've already done this, so I'm going to skip this step. And then the next step is running commands. Now, with the CLI, you can run different commands. The first one is init. This is going to detect your framework, log into your Clerk account so you can link the project to a Clerk application or create a new one if you don't have any, and then installs the correct Clerk SDK based on the framework. So let's run this together. I'm going to say Clerk init. So I'm already logged in, so it's detecting my logged in Clerk account, and it's showing me all the applications I have inside of it. If you go all the way to the bottom, you can create a new application. You're going to name it. So let's name this Clerk CLI. And now this is going to run a bunch of commands. So first of all, it detected that we are running Next.js, the app router. So it's installing the correct SDK. And now it is going to do some stuff. So it's going to bring in proxy.ts, which is the new middleware in Next.js. It is going to add or modify our layout to add the ClerkProvider, create sign-in and sign-up routes, and also it is going to pull our environment variables or API keys from Clerk and add them to env. This is a part that you would typically go to the dashboard, come back, copy-paste stuff, that this is going to help you eliminate. So let's proceed with that and see what happens. Clerk has been set up. These are the stuff that was done, and the environment variables has been pulled. And now, on top of just configuring our Clerk, it is also recommending that we install agent skills. Now, this is going to give our agent, for example, I'm using Claude, some skills in working with Clerk, setting up Clerk, and we're going to see this in action actually. So let's go ahead and install that. I'm using bun, so it's detecting bunx. I'm using Claude Code. Let's just do it in this project, and let's link this so we can use it also in agents.md or agents folder. All right, so it seems like everything is done. Let's go back to our project and see what's happening here. So first off, let's go to our layout. ClerkProvider has been added. I have my sign-in and sign-up pages correctly configured here. I can see my proxy if I can find it here. So that's my middleware already running Clerk middleware. By default, this is not going to protect any route. If you need to protect routes, you need to specify it with the protect function. We have a lot of Clerk related videos on the channel. You can just check those out. Or with the CLI tool and the skills, you can ask your AI agent to do that for you, which we're going to see in a second by setting up a webhook. Now, last thing I want to check is that it has already created or pulled my environment variables down here. So let's go to our Clerk account. Actually, you can see here the Clerk CLI. I didn't have this app before, so it has created this new app for me, and it is automatically pulled down. There we go. So it's automatically pulled down my API keys without me having to leave the terminal. It's already added them to my env in Next.js. Now, in that last step, it also installed some skills. As you can see here, we now have some context, or our coding agent is going to have some skills when working with Clerk, from custom UIs, Next.js specific patterns, even setting up orgs in Clerk, and also the webhook. I wish the init command would have already added the API routes or hook up our webhook as well in the dashboard, but it doesn't do that at this point, and we have to do this manually. So let's go to our coding agent here, and I'm going to open up Claude. Let's change the model to something less token heavy, like Opus. And now I want to set up my webhook endpoint. The CLI allows me to listen to the webhooks, and it makes it even easier to do that. But before I'm able to listen to webhooks, I want to create that endpoint inside of my application. So I'm going to say set up Clerk webhook. This should automatically pull the relevant skill. As you can see, it detects that I have Clerk webhooks skill, so I'm going to use that. This should set up the API route in my Next.js app. Let's see how far this is going to take us. We might use the CLI webhook tool to actually create a tunnel from our Clerk account to our local dev server. But if it doesn't, I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So let's just go ahead with this and see how far this is going to take us. Okay, as you can see, it ran that CLI command that I mentioned. So it detects that our CLI command has some webhooks. The webhook command in CLI actually creates a tunnel with relay and a token for you to be able to speak with your Clerk account. Typically, when you use your coding agent like Claude in this case, not only it sets up the route, but it also goes ahead to test it. And for testing it, it uses the CLI command, which has something specific for webhook. So if I go to the CLI, you can see one of the commands that we can run with the Clerk CLI tool is webhook listen. So you need to pass in a forward to, that's the local dev server. This is going to create a tunnel, so you no longer need to have ngrok. That's how you would have point your local dev server to an HTTPS kind of tunnel where Clerk can talk to or send events to. But this is automatically doing that, so all you need to do is run this CLI command and point it to where your local dev server is running. We didn't have this API endpoint. That's what I asked Claude to do. And in this command, it is going to now create this secure tunnel from your Clerk dashboard or Clerk account to your local dev server. And I think Claude, to test this out, already detected that we have this CLI tool and that this webhook listen exists there. And so it's testing it out. If it doesn't, we'll test it ourselves. But while we're here, let's also look at the other commands you can run using the CLI. So you can run the impersonation. So instead of having to impersonate a user from the dashboard, you can just do it here. Or your coding agent actually can do this. You can go ahead and deploy. I like to test this out perhaps in a different video, because deploying a Clerk application to production actually requires a couple steps that are very tedious. And mainly you would set up your SSO connections. Like if you're using Google or GitHub login, you have to go ahead and create applications, bring in tokens and secrets to your Clerk dashboard. And also the other part of deploying Clerk to production is setting DNS records for your instance in Clerk. That's been the part that I haven't been able to do with coding agents. So usually that's a manual part and a tedious part. I wonder how far this CLI tool can take me by connecting to perhaps my domain register and setting those DNS records. There's also this MCP tool that gives your coding agent more context about Clerk to pull in the relevant documentation, maybe the SDKs and patterns and whatnot, or code snippets. That's going to be great. We're not going to do the deploy in this video, but feel free to test it out yourself. I may also do it in a future video. So let's just go ahead with what our coding agent is doing here. Amazing. So this seems to be done. The handler is in place and the local relay is running. It created our endpoint, verifies the delivery using the secret. It's listening to user events. If you are running orgs or billing, you can add what events you're listening to. So that's interesting. It added the Clerk Webhook signing secret for us. So that's the one that I was wondering whether or not it can do. So it actually did that. So I'm going to check that in a second. It enabled webhooks in our dev instance. So this is inside of our Clerk application. It has run that relay command. So it has generated a token for us to be able to talk to our Clerk instance. Relay listener is running on this. So it gives you an endpoint. So this is how it works when it runs. If you were running ngrok or any other tool for yourself to create a tunnel, that tool typically gives you an endpoint, a URL that Clerk can hit. Now, using this CLI tool, it generates that URL for you automatically. It generates that URL automatically for you, so you don't have to use any other URL. And this endpoint is now forwarding everything to our local development and API webhooks. This is what we have set up here. 2 steps for us in Clerk dashboard. We have to set up the webhook. We have to add the endpoint. The URL is this URL that was generated using the CLI tool. And you can select the user's events. So we'll go through this in a second. And then copy the endpoint signing secret. Okay, so it hasn't done this part of it because we don't have any webhooks set up in Clerk yet. The token is a stable, so this is the token that allows you to connect to that tunnel. So we could use that token whenever we want to run this CLI command. So webhook listen token. Okay, that's good. And relay URL stays the same. I left proxy alone. It calls webhook. It's not protecting any route, but okay. So far what it has done, let's go back to our code and see what it has done. So we have now created the API route endpoint. It uses Clerk's documentation to set this up. We are listening to user events created, deleted, and updated, and just logging the user for now. This is if you wanted to sync your user data from Clerk to your own database. So that's been set up there. So I have to go back to Clerk dashboard. So this is our application here. Under the developers, this is where our webhooks live. Now we don't have any webhooks set. It would have been good if the CLI tool actually, on top of configuring or initializing the application, setting up orgs and billing, was able to actually do this part as well. Perhaps this might be coming in future updates. But now here I need to add an endpoint. Now typically you would need a tool like ngrok to add here, but using this CLI tool that generates a relay URL for us, we no longer need that. So I'm just going to copy this, go back to my endpoint, and this is the endpoint, the URL that is going to now talk to our local development server. I'm going to select the user event, and I'm going to go ahead and create this endpoint. Now this endpoint is ready. All I need to do is just to copy this signing secret and bring it to my local development. So I have the Clerk signing secret added here, but it didn't have any value, so I'm going to add that value. Now it seems like Claude is already running relay listeners in the background, so I'm going to stop this so that we can run it inside of our own terminal using the CLI tool. So can you stop the relay listeners in the background? Right, here we go. So all the processes have been stopped in the background. Now we can run our own kind of process or tunnel. So it is actually giving me this command over here. So I'm going to just copy this and go back to the terminal and tell you what this is. So we are running Clerk webhooks listen. This is the CLI command that I mentioned to you. So if I go back to the CLI tool, you can see that Clerk webhooks listen. It allows you to create a relay tunnel from your Clerk instance pointing to your local dev server. So you no longer need a tool like ngrok. And this is going to generate a random URL every time. But if you want it to be stable, when you run it for the first time, it gives you this token back. So if you pass this token, it is going to have a stable URL. And that's what's happening here. Because Claude already had access to this CLI tool, ran the listen command, got the token. So I had the token to start with over here, which is going to create the same URL that we had and already set up in our Clerk dashboard, pointing to our local dev server. So if I now go ahead and go back to our application, maybe refresh. If I go ahead to our sign in page, we don't have any user avatar set up, but we can go ahead and create a user. We're now logged in. I don't have any user avatar, as I mentioned. If I go back to our Clerk instance, we should see that user there. And if I go back to the terminal, I can see that our webhook handler actually logged some stuff here. User created with the user ID and the post to API webhook. So this is what we were running inside of this. That's for now just logging the user. So we were able to use the Clerk CLI tool to create the API endpoint for the webhooks. It automatically created the tunnel, gave us the token, and all we needed to do at this point was to set up that endpoint using that URL that we got back inside Clerk dashboard so we can have a live tunnel to our local dev server. This part of it perhaps is going to come maybe in future versions of the CLI, so we can just automatically also create an endpoint, pull in the sign-in secret, and then go ahead and test user without ever leaving the CLI. So it's good if you're using it yourself manually as a developer, but it is also a great tool that you can just give it to your coding agent so that it has more context and more skills when dealing with Clerk. Now, this was Next.js. We're going to also integrate it in TanStack Start in future videos to see how it works over there as well. And also maybe in a future video, we use a CLI tool to deploy, because that part is a tedious part of handling your authentication. All we've done so far is just using this development instance in Clerk. If you don't know what this is, I have a dedicated video where I talk through deploying Clerk into production and all the steps necessary for you to do, so you can clone your development and create the necessary DNS records and your social logins and whatnot. And I'm really, really interested to see how far this CLI tool can take us there, because it is outside of Clerk, it's outside of your terminal. Oftentimes you have to go to your domain registrar and set DNS records, and I want to see how far this can take us without ever leaving our terminal or just handing everything to our coding agent. If you have any questions, like always, hit me up down in the comments, and I'll see you folks in the next one. Cheers.